Okay, good morning, everyone. We are going to get started with today's session on Google Business Profile Fundamentals. Welcome to everyone from Oneida County. I hear it is a chilly and clear morning, and we are here today for the first of two sessions on maximizing exposure for your business, utilizing your Google Business Profile. Today's our first session where we are going to be looking at business profile fundamentals. This project is brought to you by the Oneida County Tourism to help support businesses in your community. And this project is supported by a grant awarded to NYSTIA by New York's Empire State Development and the I Love New York Division of Tourism under the Governor's Regional Economic Development Council initiative. I'm Kim Palmer. I am the Destination Optimization Program Director at an organization called Miles Partnership. Miles Partnership is a strategic marketing company that is focused exclusively on the travel and tourism industry. We've worked with hundreds of destinations around the country, and we are through NYSTIA working with a number of destinations within New York. So as a part of this, Oneida County Tourism has been working with us on a project called Destination Optimization, where we are looking at the digital footprint of your community. And part of that is the representation of your businesses online. Our organization intersects with Google in a lot of different ways, as a training partner through Grow with Google, as a trusted Google Street View provider, as well as in the advertising and marketing space. The Destination Optimization program that we have been working on in your community is one of over 270 we've done around the country. As a part of that process, we're evaluating the completeness of Google Business Profiles for local tourism businesses and whether or not they've been claimed by the business owner on Google or on other platforms. As a part of that process, we've evaluated over 150,000 businesses and have done similar training sessions for over 8,000 businesses around the country. All that is to say, don't just take my word for it. Our insights and recommendations on managing your Google Business Profile come from a good deal of hands-on experience of seeing what works best for small businesses in the travel and tourism community. Also, as a part of the Destination Optimization program is something that we call office hours with my team here at Miles Partnership. I know the webinar format doesn't really lend itself to a lot of one-on-one support, and that's why we've developed office hours. If you follow this link and follow this QR code, this will take you to Calendly. If you need support with claiming your business profile, if you've hit a roadblock, you've been having a problem with something with Google or one of the other major marketing platforms, we are here to help. This is an absolutely free service brought to you by the Office of Tourism. Miles does not have any products or services to upsell to your business. We are truly here to help. And so you can book this one-on-one Zoom call with our team to get individual support should you need it. So this is our agenda today. This is our fundamental session one of two. And we are going to start with the big picture of why this is important to your business. A couple of things that are very new in the last year on how Google wants you to manage your information through their platform. We're going to talk about claiming your business on the key platforms, updating that critical core data about your business, and then we'll have time for some questions and answers. We are in Zoom's webinar format, so there is a Q&A button here in the navigation. Please feel free to drop questions in the Q&A as we go, and I'll be able to answer them at the end of the session. So how are customers finding your business? Well, in today's world, that is very much tied to your online business listings and your online presence. As business owners, we know that marketing and advertising to create interest and demand and awareness for our location is actually only half of the battle. And this was really amplified by the pandemic. The real tipping point for our customers to walk in the door or engage with our business is confidence. Not only, top of the marketing funnel do they need to be aware of us and interested in our business, but what really brings them in is the confidence that you're open, that the experience is what they are expecting and is going to meet their expectations. And so as consumers, I know you're probably just like me and don't plan your vacation in a nice, tidy marketing funnel. Looks a little bit more like this chaos, where we are out there online with literally hundreds of digital touch points along the path between deciding we're going to travel and actually experiencing a destination. Now, as a business owner, you control some of those touch points, including your website, your social media channels, your advertising, where you have full control of the look and feel, the message, as well as access to the analytics. But our customer may be encountering your business for the first time somewhere else. There are major platforms in the industry such as TripAdvisor, Yelp, Airbnb, Instagram, but really Google is the largest of all of these because often folks are starting with search before jumping off to other sites and other platforms. In fact, Google reports that local search is delivering 4 billion with a B, direct connections between businesses and customers every single month on their platform, which makes Google very critical to the success of a business. At the end of the day, your Google business profile is very likely the first thing that a potential customer is going to see about your business as they're searching for what to do, where to go, things to see in your market. And so we really need to make sure that we have our best foot forward in our Google business profile. My original role before joining the destination optimization team was as the director of SEO, of search engine optimization at Miles. And one of the things we're asked really frequently by small businesses is, how do I get my business to show up in this local search result? Now, for us SEO nerds, this is called the local pack. When we search for a type of business and the name of a specific city or county or other destination, we're going to get a map and 3 or 4 featured businesses. So businesses always ask us, why these businesses and how do I get my location to be featured here? Well, there are 3 factors at play. And those are distance, relevance, and prominence. As a business owner, distance is one we don't have any control over. The Google platform is either taking into account the physical location of the device where the search was made, such as a mobile phone, or if I search for a city, they're going to put a map pin right there in the center of that city and go outwards from there. But at the end of the day, as a business owner, other than keeping my address up to date, I don't have any control over the distance factor. That means it is on us to look at relevance and prominence in our local search result presence. So we're going to talk about relevance today, and in our next session we will talk more about prominence. This was a really interesting piece of research done by a company called Bright Local. And all the way back to 2013, Bright Local has been evaluating the various factors that influence what shows up in local pack search results. Now, it's big gob of colorful spaghetti here, but the thing that really stands out is that from the very beginning, way back in 2013, Google Business Profile Signals was just under 25% of the influence. And what that means is the completeness, accuracy, and recency of updates to your Google Business Profile. That has remained at the top. And in fact, by 2021, it is now 36%, almost 40% of the influence of what is showing up in those local pack search results. It's followed by review signals, which is the quality and quantity and frequency of reviews that you're receiving. But you can see even that factor is at under 20%. Google's research through a company called Ipsos found that up-to-date Google business profiles are 2.7 times more likely to be considered reputable by a customer. So there's that little tipping point of confidence for folks. 70% more likely to attract location visits and 50% more likely to lead to a purchase. So at the end of the day, better business profiles are going to drive more exposure and more engagement for your business. So next, I want to talk about what's new on Google. We find that change is the only constant on the Google platform. They are always revising, improving, and changing how things work on their platform. And this past year, those changes involved the Google Business Profile platform. The first thing that happened in the beginning of the year is that the name was changed from Google My Business to Google Business Profile. That's not particularly consequential, except for people like me who talk about this all the time and have to make sure we don't tongue twist and say the wrong thing. But it's now referred to as your Google Business Profile. The other major thing that happened this year around the middle of summer was that the standalone Google My Business app was removed from Google Play and the Apple App Store and no longer supported. So if you were in the habit of using the app on your phone to manage your Google Business Profile, you would have seen that that was taken away earlier this year. But that is because the tools for managing your business have now been deeply integrated directly into the products where your business profile shows up. Now, if you were in the habit of using the desktop manager at business.google.com, you have probably encountered this pop-up, which is going to move you over to managing your business profile on the search engine results page or in Google Maps. So we have two new editing options for our business. The first is within the SERP, which is a SEO geek term for search engine results page. Basically means if you go to google.com, the tools for managing your business are integrated directly into the search results page. Now, to access this, you need to make sure that you are logged into Google in the upper right-hand corner of your browser with the account that has management access to your business. If you do, and you do a search for your business and your location, you're going to get something that looks like this, that has the buttons to manage your content. This allows us not only to edit our profile, but respond to customers, post updates, etc. The other new way that we can access our business profile information is directly through the Google Maps app. So if you're more comfortable using an app product or doing this on your phone, you may want to use the Google Maps app. Much like the desktop or the search version, you want to make sure that you are logged into the account that manages your business profiles. And if you click on your icon here, you're going to get this menu that allows you to select your business profiles or profile, and you'll be able to choose your business from the list that you manage, or if you only just have one, it'll be right here. That's going to take you to the Google Maps listing on your phone for your business. And you're going to see, again, the tools to edit your profile directly integrated into the listing. What I like about the Maps application is that updates are integrated directly into the Updates tab. So if you want to add an offer or an event, which is something we'll talk about in the next session. And there's a reply button for your reviews integrated right in here as well. Now, business.google.com does still exist, but it is being repositioned as a tool for agencies or businesses with multiple locations to be able to manage content at scale in multi-business accounts. So if you are a single business, you'll see that you'll get redirected into one of these other options now. So next, I want to start at the very beginning. This is our fundamentals course. And first and foremost, as a business owner, it's important to claim your business on the key profiles. And we're talking about Google primarily today, but it's important as a business owner to have control of your business profile across all of the major platforms, including Google, Apple Maps, Yelp, TripAdvisor, etc., so that you have control of that information and are able to keep an eye on customer feedback and content accuracy for your location. We'll talk about the process for Google in a little more detail, but the easiest way to tell if your location has not been claimed and verified is to look for this little shield icon that says claim this business. Now, on every platform, claiming access to your business listing is a two-step process. Where you first raise your hand to claim the listing, and then you verify the fact that you are a rightful representative of that business. It's referred to as claiming or verifying your listing sort of interchangeably, but actually both steps are taking place in that process. If your business is on Yelp, you want to take a look in the header where your photos are and look for this button that says unclaimed, or within the content of the listing, it will say, is this your business? You can make steps to claim this business. The Yelp profile does focus in on utilizing phone verification. So the phone number that is in this listing is important for that verification process. They will either call that number or text it with a code in order to verify your business listing so that you can claim it. Unlike most of the other platforms, a lot of the participation on Yelp is pay to play versus a platform like Google that offers a lot, almost all of their tools really for free. On TripAdvisor, TripAdvisor works a little bit differently in that Google or TripAdvisor first verifies that every individual person is a real person. Whereas with my Google account, I tend to recommend that businesses claim their listing using like info@mybusiness.com or something that isn't tied to a person who will leave the organization. But the way TripAdvisor is set up, they first verify that you are a person. You'll want to create an account and then they'll want to verify who you are. Sometimes they take a credit card number, not to charge it, but just to put two and two together to make sure that you are a real person. Then as a person with an account on TripAdvisor, you can then raise your hand to be someone who has access to the content of a business listing. And multiple people can have access to a TripAdvisor listing. When you have that account set up, you want to go to tripadvisor.com/owners. to do a search for your business and then start the process of claiming your listing. Not many businesses are aware of the fact that they are also able to claim their business profile on Apple Maps. While they're not nearly as large as Google, Apple Maps is integrated into all Apple devices, which means it does get a good deal of use and from the loyal Apple set. Much like TripAdvisor, you have to have a valid Apple ID before you're going to be able to claim ownership of a location. Once you've done that, you want to go to register.apple.com/places on maps. That's their term for this program, is places on maps, to do a search for your business and start that process. Apple verifies a business through a phone call, or they will actually accept official documents to verify your location. Unlike other tools, Apple Maps has pretty limited tools for you to manage your information. It's pretty much core contact information, and that's about it. They pull in their reviews from other locations. There have been rumors that Apple is going to do something more in depth for businesses and kind of go head to head with Apple or with Google Maps in the coming years, but we haven't seen that play out just yet. So let's talk about the process of claiming our Google business profile in a little bit more detail. Again, the first thing we need to do is make sure that it is not yet claimed and verified. I recommend doing all of this in Google Maps versus in search. It's much more clear in Maps which businesses are and are not claimed. You'll see this little shield and it'll say claim this business. It gets confusing on search because almost every business shows up with a link that says own this business, whether it's claimed or not. So this is really the way to tell for certain if a business has been claimed and verified. So if the verification step has not been made, it may still show up as being unclaimed. You want to start by logging in to your Google account, and you want this to be the account with which you want to manage the business, and that should not necessarily be your personal account, particularly because of turnover in businesses. One of the chief issues we hear from businesses is that, Bob claimed our listing 3 or 4 years ago and he's not with the organization anymore, and his email address and our ability to get into our Google business profile left with Bob. So it's much better to use an info or an admin account that is going to stay evergreen with your organization. So you want to sign in to Google using that account. Again, we want to be in Google Maps and do a search for our business. Find the business and that little icon we've talked about here and click on claim this business. You're going to see a dialog that comes up. This is a good point to confirm that you are in fact logged into the right account where you want to be and not in a personal account before you click Manage Now. Now, when we click Manage Now, we've completed the first step of claiming our business. We have raised our hand and associated that Google account with that listing. The next step is verification. Depending on where you are and what kind of business you operate, you're going to get a couple of options for verification, but they may vary. You may only get one, you may get a couple. There are two that are the most common. One is verification by postcard, and one is verification by phone. We are seeing leaning a little bit more heavily to verification by phone versus postcard. This is going to call or send a text to the number that is in your Google business profile. And so you need to be in a position that you're prepared to answer that call when you click this button to do that verification. You also have to be able to directly answer that phone number listed. So if your phone is something that auto answers and goes, you know, push one for this and two for that, that's not actually going to work, and you will need to use one of the other verification methods. Verification by postcard is still very popular. The postcard can take 5 to 7 days to arrive at your business, making it really important to keep an eye on your mailbox. If you're anything like me, you mostly get junk mail these days, and it's easy for something little like that to get lost. You do have to have a physical address in order to have a Google business profile. You cannot create a business with a PO box, and a verification postcard will not send to a PO box. You'll receive that postcard in the mail, and you'll want to come back to where you were in the process and type in that verification code to hit verify. Now we do come across businesses who cannot receive mail at their physical address and don't have the right kind of phone. And so what happens in that case is where we need to reach out to Google support for help in that verification process. And there's a help button integrated in there. Again, we do have the office hours available with our team. If you do get to this point and get hung up, we are happy to help walk you through the next steps. There is a help section that is going to ask you for details about your business. And one of the things that we are now finding is that if you go deep enough into the help feature, you will get the option of verification by video, where you can actually upload video clips of your signage, back up a little bit and show your location within the street and anything that is broad enough to see street signs, street numbers, like that. We've actually also heard of folks doing a live video stream with a Google representative to do their verification. So those are some new options that are out there if you get stuck with the traditional methods. One way or the other, once you've completed that process, you are now verified. And after verification, your profile is ready to be updated and managed. One word of caution, though, I highly recommend that immediately after you get verified, you don't go and make major changes to your business listing, such as changing the name of your business, changing what kind of business category it is in. Things like going from being a plumber to a hardware store are going to set off an alarm with Google's sort of bots and algorithms, and the account may get suspended if you make too many major changes, guns blazing right out of the gate. So I would give it a couple of days before you do that. But once we do have access, first thing to check in on is our critical business data, our core information about our business. So now that we have access, we can log into our Google account using the search engine results page or the Google Maps app, as we showed you there. So let's just say we're going to use the search results page and search for our business. And you can see all the tools that are available once you've searched for your business when you are logged into the account that has that management access. What you see here may vary based on what kind of business you are. We're actually looking at a restaurant right here. So it does have some food ordering, wait list, booking options available here. If you're in a different business category, these buttons may be a little bit different for you. Most of what we want in our core information is right here in Edit Profile. Starting with the About section, this is where we control our business name. We can write a description for our business. But as a business owner, it's important to remember your NAP. What that means in the SEO world is name, address, phone number consistency. Having your business name, phone number, and address match exactly across anywhere it is listed online is actually a critical ranking factor in local SEO. In fact, small variations of your business name, such as having a the or not having a the in front of the name, can detract from that name, address, phone number consistency. So do make sure that your name is consistent across platforms. Under business information is also where we can edit our phone number, our website address, write a description for our business, etc. The next tab over is location, and this is where we manage our address. Again, do be careful about making any major changes to your address that may trigger the need for review for your business. If you are 100% moving your location, you should create a new business profile with the new location included in there. Now, within address, one of the things we are able to do is adjust our map pin location. And this can be important because the pin is actually the source of all the directions in Google's navigation. So driving directions, walking directions are all going to look for that pin. And in some cases, we will find that that pin is a little bit off for a location, particularly in larger places that may have multiple entrances. Having that pin a little too close to a service entrance or something like that can end up generating driving directions that send your customers to the wrong place. We had a circumstance in the South Pacific with a campground where the pin was closer to one road versus the main entrance, and that road was like a windy up the side of a mountain where you'd never want to take an RV up this road, and yet Google was giving that road as the driving directions because the map pin was closer to that road. So by adjusting their pin closer to their actual welcome center and entrance, they were able to get the driving directions to be something more safe for their visitors. Lastly, for today, I want to talk about updating hours. Hours are the most frequently searched thing customers are looking for business. Think about your own behavior. What do you use Google Maps for? Is it open tonight? Is it open tomorrow? What time does it close? In fact, searches for open now have skyrocketed over the last 2 years. There's been over a 300% increase for things like open now and open now near me. And so whether or not you're showing up in those searches is dependent on the hours information that is in your business profile. Recently, we have also seen, not just on Google, but on other major platforms, that they are providing a little notification underneath the hours as to the last time that location was updated their hours. So it will say this was updated a week ago, an hour ago, 6 months ago. And this can be one of those tipping points of customer confidence. If you see a location that says that the hours are just updated by the business a couple of weeks ago, you're going to feel more confident in those hours than the ones that say they were updated over 3 months ago. Excuse my dog. So in order to edit our hours, we want to go into the edit profile button here in the search engine results page and click on this hours tab. Now we actually have 3 different ways that we can edit our hours in Google. The main one is our primary business hours. So for the 7 days a week, whether we're open or closed, what our open time and close times are. Do keep in mind if your hours change seasonally to make sure to go in and change your hours at the point that you've changed over to your new seasonal hours. During the pandemic, we got some new options, mostly in the restaurant category for managing hours, where we can set hours for different services within our organization, including like happy hour, senior hours, but some businesses can use things like online service hours and access as well. So you can set detailed hours for these specialty services and when you're serving specific meals. If we click on any of those, this is a little bit of what it looks like. We can set which days these features are not available, as well as set a start and end time. Now, you may be getting some emails from Google on a regular basis about upcoming holidays. And it's important to not ignore these reminders, even if your hours are exactly the same for the holidays. So, for example, we have Christmas Eve coming up here fairly soon. Even if you have the exact same hours on Christmas Eve, it's really important to go in and look at holiday hours. And for December 24th, go in and put your hours for Christmas Eve, even if they're the same. And here's why. Take a look at our two examples here. The one on the right is a business who has not confirmed their holiday hours. And so the consumer is seeing this note that says Christmas Eve might affect these hours. They might not be right, basically. Whereas the business on the left actually did update their Christmas Eve hours. And you can see that this is in green and it is marked as confirmed Christmas Eve hours. And this is that tipping point of confidence. When you see this, which one are you going to choose when you see this? This tool is also very helpful for other circumstances where you may have different hours on a specific date. For example, if you have a snow day and you're going to be closed for a day or opening late or closing early, you can go in and choose any date, 365 days out of the year, and set your opening and closing hours for that date. So wrapping up today, I again would want to remind you that you do have the opportunity to schedule office hours with my team. If you'd like us to walk you through that claiming process, or you've come across a roadblock in doing so, we are happy to help. And I hope to see everybody who is here today on the 14th for our second session, which is on maximizing exposure. So in this session, we are going to be talking about how to further increase our relevance through categories and attributes, leveraging photography, providing updates to our customers using posts and by responding to Q&A, and managing our customer reviews. In the end, we're going to be able to monitor the performance of our business profile and see how using all these new techniques is going to increase our exposure and conversion for our business. So that is coming up tomorrow, December 14th, same bat time, same bat channel. Hope you're all registered for that, and I will see you again tomorrow morning. So we do have some time left now for questions and discussion. Again, there is a Q&A block here in the webinar. If any of you have any questions, we'll keep that open for a minute or two here. All right, not seeing any questions come in. Again, feel free to do so in office hours. We will be sharing the registration link and the office hours link and access to the recording of this presentation. Again, would really like to thank the Oneida County Tourism team for putting on this session for community businesses. There will be a recording made available for anyone who wasn't able to join us today. And I hope all of you enjoy the rest of your day and look forward to seeing you in the second session. Thank you.